PM Modi in Bali for G20 Summit, bilateral meetings with top world leaders. The two-day G20 Summit begins on Tuesday and will be attended by U.S. President Joe Biden and British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak among heads from 20 countries and the European Union who make up the group. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Bali on Monday for the G20 Summit and bilateral meetings on its sidelines with key leaders attending this annual conference of the world's major economies. Hello Indonesia arrived in Bali to take part in the G20 Summit. I look forward to having discussions with world leaders on global issues, Modi tweeted in the Indonesian language. The two-day summit began on Tuesday morning and will be attended by U.S. President Joe Biden and British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak among heads from 20 countries and the European Union who make up the group. During the Bali summit, I will have extensive discussions with other G20 leaders on key issues of global concern, such as reviving global growth, food and energy security, environment, health and digital transformation, Modi said ahead of his departure from Delhi. Modi said he will meet with leaders of several other participating countries on the sidelines of the summit and review the progress in India's bilateral relations with them. Modi will have separate bilateral meetings with a number of leaders on the sidelines of the summit, but it was not immediately clear if a separate meeting between Modi and Tsai, who arrived in Bali earlier in the day, is in the works. If it takes place, it would be the first one-on-one interaction between Modi and Tsai since the border clash between Indian and Chinese troops in the Galwan Valley in June 2020. At the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Uzbekistan's Samarkand in September, the two did cross paths. In Beijing, a Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson said maintaining sound relations is in the fundamental interest of both China and India and their peoples. We hope the Indian side will work with China in the same direction, follow through on the important common understandings reached between the Chinese and Indian leaders, promote sound and steady development of the relations, and safeguard the common interests of the two countries and our fellow developing countries, spokeswoman Mao Ning said.